It's already time. So, welcome to another edition of Coffee With. Oh, let me drop that.
Yeah, you want to say goodbye to that?
Yeah, it's bye. And now we got. I wish I'd known earlier today that Facebook took everything off and made it almost impossible to broadcast to Facebook. So we're only actually broadcasting to YouTube now. You don't have any guests for some reason. No, Richard said he's not feeling well.
Yeah.
And I don't see any of the usual suspects on. Let's see. This would be a good time for JR to click that link. We could do something. Let me copy the link. Go to his personal one. Do that. That brings him in. And who else am I supposed to do that for? Because I know that some people can't see James.
Say that again.
James Reed.
Oh.
Technical difficulties kind of take and change everything.
Yes.
So essentially, we're going to need to point people more to our YouTube page, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Because Facebook is not allowing us to broadcast directly to the groups anymore. We might have to change the way we broadcast to the groups. In a way, we might be able to lower what am I thinking? The subscription, since part of the reason why we got the higher subscription is because being able to broadcast, although we could set up a Twitch. It's just weird. Why can't I find Mike?
Can't you find who?
Mike. Oh, wait, there he is.
Mike or Mark?
Mike. I already got Mark. Mark is everywhere.
Yes.
The one I don't have, I don't think, is Lee. Oh, wait. I might. Yeah. I sent it to the RC too. And I need to make an announcement on the broadcast group, I guess, that it only works.
Tracy says hello to everyone.
Oh, that's been a while hearing about her. Where's she at today?
On set, she's got a gig.
Cool.
I know. She said, not only is it a gig, but it's not at a convention.
Cool.
I said, good for you, kid.
This is. And Sean saw our picture. And when he saw our picture that I put, I guess I posted it because I posted on the his page because he was asking who all was here. He came to our page and said, "Don't y'all ever smile?" So on the Facebook page, I actually added 2 pictures of us actually smiling to just go, "Yep, we smile."
If you're gonna mess with them, do it right.
So hey. And the picture that I posted of me was me playing the Florida Man Klingon, which looked like him that day. So I said, "Look, I'm smiling, and I'm cosplaying you," on the post. So let's share that. We picked up these shirts, as you see on us, which you can get through the camp store. And we set that up specifically so that everybody could have good quality shirts for.
Hey, Marco.
Frolic Nest, Rock Nons.
Oh, hey. Welcome to Clusterfuck Facebook.
It's Fasterfuck. There's a big difference.
But as you see, it's a basic polo shirt. I kind of didn't pull it down. I was wearing an undershirt on it. Super heavy quality shirt. I can say that with the embroider and the vinyl logos on the back, which we know last 2.5, 3 years each.
3.
We can tell that because the hat that Drew is wearing is actually our original hat. It's now almost the color of the shirt from fading from black, but the logo.
The hat were bought 3 days into our shakedown.
So about 2.5 years right now we're looking at.
Give or take.
So when you consider silk screen, stuff like that, sometimes you have to look at how long something's going to last. And these shirts have proven to last a long time.
Yes, they have.
And my red shirt and gray shirt we have from him. My hat I still have in the truck. I don't wear it as much, but I still do wear it. And just because Sean from Syfy Barto said, "Don't y'all ever smile?" I had to add a couple pictures of us actually smiling.
They're of him smiling because he can't catch me long enough.
Wait for it.
Wait, you got a holy shit! You do have a picture of me smiling.
You forgot about that one.
Yeah, I sure did.
So
Gotcha.
I specifically went and I knew I had two pictures somewhere. There was another one of you sitting down smiling at one of the BartoCons, but that I would have had to look for a long time. But I found these two real quick. This was actually a bunch of us volunteers for Prehistoric Con. We work with BartoCon, and basically, with us helping out with this con allowed a small city to gain $1,000 of revenue. Brought people to the place. Um, this year the thrift store was open, which last year it wasn't. It had a brand new breakfast style restaurant open. It had the theater, which we went to do Wrath of Khan in, and the ice cream shop was all open right there. Plus the gas station. Well, they never close, but basically, it allowed funding to be used so that other events could happen with Sci-Fi Barto, and already this con was about double the size, I want to say.
It was a little. It was a hair over double. Hey, John.
I didn't know if you guys were going to do anything tonight. I tuned in at 10 minutes to 9 and nobody was here.
Well,
you and I have
why
been.
is Meta
Well
did
done.
this to us. Oh, wait, let me stop sharing so that I can make that more clear. Facebook and Meta did this to us.
I saw that when you posted about it.
So essentially, the reason why we weren't on sooner, and you can ask Drew, I've been working on this for 45 minutes, trying to get it to work, and everything that I did to get it to work would not work. So finally I went, oh, we can broadcast to YouTube. I know for a fact that that works. So what I did do.
It's almost 3 years since we lost Russell.
It's over 3 years.
And, 2021, that's when he passed away. Just so you know, this is our godchild because we on the chapter have taken her under our wing. Headed to the military ball.
That is awesome.
I hate to ask, what did he die of?
Impact of a truck.
That's better than COVID.
Well,
No, it was a dipshit driving, basically without paying attention. He was paying attention to his phone, slammed into Russell, sent Russell over 3 lanes of traffic. Russell was on a motorcycle.
Oh,
He came out of a blind T intersection from a back road to a major highway.
okay.
basically we have this in Florida a lot. You know how when you're driving and you got the right of way at a light and somebody decides, I'm not going to wait 5 seconds for you to pass, and pulls in front of you and goes 30 miles per hour. Yeah. Basically the same stupid thing of not stopping at a light. He
Do
did
you
not.
guys know that the yellow lights in Florida last longer than in most other states?
Depends. The states that they are shorter are the same as if you go in Haines City, the light in right beside Walmart and the light before that one are both camera lights. They only have a 15-second time, just like the ones up north. And in Lakeland, downtown Lakeland, also has that red light camera. Any place that has a red light camera drops it to like 15 seconds. So it's about half the time that it's supposed to be.
And
Because
when you say up north, do you mean like Nebraska?
like any of the states. They get red light cameras. That's why they dropped the yellow lights.
I know.
It was a big lawsuit, as a matter of fact, because of it.
I was Russell and I had been joking before a Starfleet After Dark, and our commander of Starfleet, Stephen Parmley, at the time, reached out to me around 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, and said, "Looks like you're launching the Russell camp." I said, "Excuse me?" He says, "Well, he just passed away." I said, "No, you're foolish." I called him everything but a white man. And he said, "No, you call his mama then. She just called me."
Okay.
So, Jordan and Mark have seen what I'm going to share once or twice at cons, because we tend to put displays of all different types of Star Trek stuff. So let me pop open
No, not us.
So,
we don't do anything Trek.
You can ask Drew even before we launched the Russell Camp and the Sovereign. Okay, this one I need to pop open. So this way. Even before that, my favorite ship for Star Trek has always been the Akira, because it was in the books it was a fighter carrier, but it's also a missile gunboat. So I got this off of Temu, and it's one of our newest displays. Looks just like the Akira. The nacelles even move, but the stand that this comes with is pencil thin, and it comes with a little cap, so when you put it on it, it falls over. So I haven't been using it. Well, I bought some more foam boards to do the rest of the room, and Temu gave me a free
stand.
This is about a $5 item. It's got 40 or 50 pieces. And yes, I had to glue certain things together on this. I didn't actually have to glue anything on this, but the piece that comes with it to put it onto the stand, I had to glue onto the Akira. And now the Akira actually can sit on the display and float.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it'd be pretty nice if she could shoot like that, just spinning like that from one place.
Well, and Stowe, it does work that way. If you're a science officer, I believe, you can actually cause the ship to spin.
Carol has that.
And it's like, okay, let's get a gunboat and add a science officer, which you would think tactical would be the ones that do that stuff. Nope, you get the science officer and you turn that way and you throw a black hole down and blow the hell out of them in less time than the tactical officer can do. But like I said, now one of our displays has been added, and it actually has a stand. Now I think I need to do a couple of repairs on the other two items. They came with their own stands, but they don't. I don't like the chain floating stuff. So my next one that I want to save up for is either going to be the Bird of Prey to be a traveling display for the Cursed, or I'm going to get a Ting. Wait a minute. Which one's the one that's got the 2 points on the end of the ship's hull on the forward deck?
Forcha.
One of those two. Unfortunately they're a little bit more expensive. If I can find the small ones like the Akira, that I spent I think $10 on. I think full price is like $15.
Now the question is though, which nose cone do you want on the Vorcha? Because the Vorcha, as a class of ship, had 3 interchangeable front ends.
Right.
Now, you never see it without the one you mentioned, which is how I keyed in on it. But there's
Right.
2 other ones that I don't know if they ever showed.
Well, it had 3 versions of the Vorcha, 3 different years. It was 3 different models. I think it was like A, B, and C, but they called it something else. And it was
Well,
like Vorcha, Vorkos, and Vorq.
in some of the books, they describe the nose cone as being interchangeable.
Ah.
Now, that just could be some of the authors playing fast and loose with the 3
Right.
ships.
Let's see. Um, show more. I am looking for. I think that's it. Yeah, that will work. Hold on. Let's share that.
How big of a bird of prey do you want for display?
I just thought it would be. We have the one which is a little bit cumbersome to take. That is the actual cursed one, and I'm afraid that it might get damaged. That's the only reason why I was thinking about getting the Lego version. Just
Well,
because.
there are lots of 3D files for
Right.
Klingon ships.
Because technically. I closed down the camera and didn't think I was going to need it for this. Okay.
And you can always pull what JG Crazy pulled in, oh God, Riverside, Iowa one time.
Oh.
He had a cloaked bird of prey, which was only 4 guys with caution tape spread out across the streets, walking down the street, and it was a cloaked bird of prey in between them.
Oh, that's funny. We do have the Hallmark
Yeah.
bird of prey.
The battle damage, I see.
Yep. This is the one Drew's got. You've been to his house, so you know he's got that whole set of the Hallmark toys that lights up and makes noise and all. This was one that he got at the same time, and he gave me. I was like, "Oh, that's cool. They actually got in a fight and had damage." So we do have that, but my thing was when I saw that it's not Lego. First of all, Lego does not have the Star Trek. What's it called?
License.
Yeah, it doesn't have the Star Trek license. So it's Mega Bloks that has the main license, and because of Mega Bloks, all the blocks are made in China anyways. So they make a knockoff version of the Mega Bloks as well that they're allowed to sell. But I believe it's the same company that does it.
Speaking of which, I saw a posting by James Crawley for his museum up in New York,
Yeah.
talking about how he does video productions for Star Trek, but he won't do fan films.
Huh.
So what the hell is he doing?
He's using the name because he paid them, and that's why
He's
they
got a
have the
license, yeah.
authorization.
But he's got a license for a museum.
Well, he couldn't keep doing the Elvis thing forever.
How long has Elvis been dead? You know,
Longer than I've been alive.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although I did see one time where he was supposed to be in a nursing home, and JFK was in there with him.
That's funny. But that's a small version of the bird of prey.
Yeah. Well,
So,
no, we could print one to whatever size you want, in whatever configuration you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason why I'm wanting to do the Legos or the building blocks is because none of the Star Trek building block stuff is available in stores.
And you want to take it a step further? Want to take it a step further? I've got a book on Star Trek origami.
Oh, that would be fun.
So we could
make it.
Figure out a way of making paper models, and then teach people at conventions how to make origami Klingon.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would actually be an awesome thing when we actually have the bar set up, to have like a table there for the kids to do the display in the bar.
We've got the coloring books.
Yep.
We've got the paint and take.
Yep.
Having origami sounds like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm.
We even have the kit cards.
What?
The kit cards?
Yeah. I can't print those because it won't let me do it without a raft. And if I print it with a raft, the raft is so tightly bound that
you can't get it off. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've done 3D printing because I've been so exhausted, and I think that I figured out some of the reasons. We talked about it over the last week or so. I cut out a lot of food. Didn't realize that I cut it by cutting out some of the food. It was what was keeping me balanced, but also I'm magnesium deficient. So that had a major issue. So I have been trying to get back with that to fix some of these problems. But last week we were supposed to hook up with the Victorious and help them out with the display, but they didn't let us know. However, the Victorious and the Andromeda, which we in this little group work with every single con that we go to, pretty much try and work with these guys, actually set up about 3 or 4 booths of space at the Polycon or something like that. Playcon. And so they actually set up 4 booths. And I think that they sell some stuff too, so they might have had a paid booth. But they put on a pretty good display for just 2 ships grabbing what they had and setting up a display. And they even had giveaways and crafts like we do. So I thought I'd show this stuff. And I think some of these books might have came from Mark.
Sullivan?
I just have I donated some books to the ship before I left. You know, the Haven.
But that was
they would have a library of sorts.
Yeah.
For events, or they could donate them or whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah. And so
that's like when I did a stint with the military museum.
Yeah.
I donated like five totes of military books.
the one book that you brought to Polycon was on that table. That's why I was like, I wonder if Mark had a hand in this. But it's probably no coincidence they just had it. But I thought it was interesting that same book was the one that Mark brought to Polycon. And I've been working not as a full-time type thing where I'm all the time volunteering, but while I'm on TikTok, one of the groups that I'm in is called humanities101.org. And it is a group to work on inclusion for autistic people. So working on teaching businesses about micro accommodations. Like if your business is loud as a rave, offer some cheap disposable earplugs for people. And if you have a classroom where you got 100 kids and they're always noisy, when you do the decoration on the back, do the foam boards. And they say the micro accommodation is basically a business spending less than $200 to accommodate special needs. So I thought that was really cool. So I've been working with them with discussions, found out I'm on the spectrum myself with certain things that I have, puts me on the spectrum. And I've been sharing with people around. You saw the post on the Facebook group. I also shared with a couple of our friends that have autistic kids. Whenever I'm out shopping, like when I was having my tires fixed, I met a teacher that fostered autistic kids as well that I talked to, and then a parent that had his kid is out of school, can't go to a regular school because of the ADHD that the kid has. So just sharing, hey, this person has this group and it's an actual 501c that's getting grants from the government to teach these things. He's been going around to like police departments and different places and actually teaching. He works in a university as a humanities professor. That's why he named it Humanities 101, because he's always working on Humanities 101, which is pretty cool because it crosses over both sides, his college teaching and his 501c works in the same field, basically. And he found out he was autistic when he took his daughter to get tested. So it's one of those things of bringing awareness, because when I was born, it was a little bit after y'all were born. And during our time, oh, he's just hyperactive. Or he's just got too much energy. Or he's bored. That's what they thought, not looking at what was going on to actually help the person. As a matter of fact, in those times, a lot of the autistic kids ended up in remedial classes, no matter their intelligence and ability to retain knowledge. So, like I said, the other thing is, the other night I got to tell Yvette about how to contact his local representatives to help him. He's disabled vet that has his full retirement, but he's not full retirement age, and he didn't know because the VA said, oh no, there's no way to do this, that he could contact. Okay, that's weird.
You're breaking up.
I know. I don't know if that's is my sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, your sound is.
Okay. Yeah, it's your video. It's breaking up.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's why. Facebook.
Damn, I on the one.
I need to get I need to think about getting a a docking port for this laptop so that the USB connection is hardwired. because I think that it's part of the problem is the.
Yep, you're back.
But so we were talking about something else altogether, and he mentioned that he was disabled, and through the reasons why he disabled, he could work part time. But I looked at it because I hang around with Drew and all the other military associates that we have, and Drew goes out of his way to help vets that don't have any benefits get their benefits because they're homeless and need help. I knew that there's something that can be done, and I also been following a TikToker named something Staffer. I think it's the Smartass Staffer, and she works in with a Congress. Yeah, it's Smartass Staffer, but she works with a representative, and her main job with that representative is getting vets their benefits. Like she said, hey, here's how you do it. You contact them and tell them this is what's going on. And she straight up said, if you do this, first of all, no matter what their stance at the time, the more vets that contact a representative, that tells the representative, hey, if you don't help us vets,
they voted me in, they'll vote me out.
That's the key. So it's putting that to the forefront. And with talking to the staffers, sometimes they have information that the normal person doesn't have of programs that might be available. Like I said, you have a heart attack, you already have your retirement coming up, but it's not time, and you're on basic disability. There might be a program that they put in place that can give you a boost in your income or some help that, like I said, I might not know about. He might know. I had to figure out which way I had to point. He might know because he does this all the time. He works with the American Legion and all. But me, myself, I know that there's programs available. I don't know how to contact them. So my whole point was, let me teach this vet who doesn't know anything. And he really didn't, because some of the stuff we were telling him went. But when I said, hey, you got to contact the staffer and they can give you information or get it to their representative so that you are actually being representative to get help. So
the problem with some vets that have already retired with the full retirement is, and Mark will back me on this one, is once they have that one little piece of paper that says they're retired, they don't want to make waves. So they're going to say it's impossible.
Yep. And the other thing is what a lot of vets don't know is if you get your full retirement or your partial retirement, you actually have to ask it when you're at retirement age. Otherwise, it doesn't come to you. And I didn't realize that. I thought that was something that was automatic. You do 20-something years and you
it's
get
only politician for politicians.
Yeah. So let your vet people know when they're I am having a problem where I'm getting old and I can't see the writing with the glasses on. So get with your people that are vets, if they're retired, and remind them, hey, if you're coming up on retirement age, you might want to look into actually applying for your retirement so that you can get it when you need it, not have to wait 4 to 6 months to get it. So
one thing, if I can throw a few things out there, Sean.
That's fast tracking.
Yep.
If you don't sit at a desk where you can police everyone above you, and Mark knows I'm not lying, what's going to happen is 7 months, 8 months, 12 months, 14 months, and then someone will go, oh, look, they retired.
So, like I said, I just want to get that information out there and point out that our chapter has Drew focusing on that. That's his main thing. He does the Special Olympics for his stepdaughter, which you just saw, Victoria, which went that away.
Yeah, I already said goodnight to her. She wanted to say it again because she wanted to be on camera.
Oh, yeah. She would have been better off to sit in the chair in the back.
Yeah, I know.
But so like I said, I want to point that out. We do volunteer work in a way that we help out with cons to bring attention to small companies. We go to cons for ourselves where we might have to pay the entrance fee to a con. Like if we go to MegaCon or one of the bigger cons, we're going there just to be us. We're not
trying to get into Atlantic City Con, or Ancient City Con.
We're not going there to do what we normally.
I put out feelers to a couple of different cons, even one that's for next year, and I've heard absolutely nothing back from these people.
It's been bad.
I mean, it's more than enough time, even with Spooky Empire. By the way, on the 17th, if I can interject here, the only reason I would even be considering going to Spooky Empire, one, it's going to be the last event ever held at the Wyndham on iDrive. They're shutting it down. I think they're finally going to just tear the place down and build a new one in its place or something. The one person I saw on that guest list, if anybody's interested, anybody hear of a guy named Alice Cooper?
No way.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That Alice Cooper.
Is that the guy from Dark Shadows?
He's done a crap load of stuff. No, he's a rocker.
No. I think he was the guest on the Johnny Depp Dark Shadows.
Yeah, he was in the movie, I believe. He did a cameo.
A couple different things. But
yeah.
So the other thing is I showed Carol the pictures of what's been done in here. She goes, "Did you mean it to look like a dungeon?" I was like, "Yeah, it's supposed to be the Holotech gaming room." Oh, okay, then that works perfectly. But
looks great to me.
Like I said, it's been a couple weeks, and Mom is now, her computer's out in the living room, and I sleep during the day. So the foam padding on the door is actually dampening some of the sound from the TV. As long as she's not standing right beside my door or slamming her bedroom door that's right beside my door, I don't hear it. So the sound dampening ability of the foam tiles actually does work.
Good.
So if you want to decorate a room, this is about a 15 by 15 room, I want to say. And if I wanted to do all the walls all the way around, I think it would have cost less than $100, which truly isn't that bad if you think about the amount of space. What else?
It started off looking like nobody was interested in coming in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was here 10 minutes to 9 and I didn't see any activity.
We were fighting back and forth trying to figure out how to make it all show up on Facebook.
And that may be why nobody's here.
Here we are.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to start setting these up earlier in the week and actually going through to get all the links to share it to every single page manually, because Drew pays for a professional setup on Streamyard, and part of that is we can pop in, hit 4 links, put a little description and a time and a picture and be on in 50 seconds normally?
Roughly, yeah.
And normally it's from my phone. I can do it, set it up on my phone and just open it up on my computer, because if I need to go do other stuff before the show, I can do it.
Yeah, we always have the advantage of taking it with us.
I had some issues today, personal, that wasn't me. So I got home probably about 12:30, no, about 1 something. And I got about half an hour of sleep. So I was trying to rest right up until 8 o'clock, and I thought, hey, that's an hour. I can set up, no problem. Be done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Has anybody ever figured out what the size of the audience is for this podcast?
It varies.
The views are normally about 50 to 60 views.
Yeah.
By the end. So we need to start advertising it a little bit more. And one of the things that we are going to be doing here in the future is at least once a month Region 2 for SFI. I'm just going to call it Florida, because I'm not going to call it South Florida. We're more than just South Florida.
We're not even in South Florida.
Huh?
This is Central Florida.
I understand that, but the division that Drew is over is listed as South Florida.
Well, that's because it's from us all the way across the Gulf
and down. So we're going to start doing a Region 2 Florida news thing once a month coming up soon. That way we can get together with all the chapters that have been involved and actually start talking about the cons and stuff with Region 2 and giving announcements and stuff like that, and give a better communication setup, because we've had some failures to communicate with the last 2 RCs.
Can people listen to this podcast on audio only?
Not yet.
Actually,
we can download an audio stream.
If
We
you
just
pay
don't.
for the premium YouTube, you can actually shut the phone down and it will play audio.
Okay, at the risk of crying, how much does that cost?
I'm not answering that because I don't even know. I just know that it's possible. I don't have the funding to do it, but if somebody wants to do it that way. Now, if we want to change it, we need to start editing it to audio, which is possible, and then uploading it.
One of Streamyard's tools will give us the download audio only or upload on it audio only.
Really?
No, what I'm thinking is the CAG podcast could probably use a larger pool of people
Audio
to
stream.
try and do some topics that I've been trying to do, but I seem to be only doing, except for the book reviews, which we used to do monthly, and we're not now. Maybe 3 or 4 a year topics.
We can do that. I have, unfortunately, I have Fridays and Saturdays I have available for doing it.
Well, the more people we can get involved in this, the more.
There's no reason we can't pre-record several and then throw them out.
Yeah.
Schedule like a Saturday afternoon where we get Joshua or Josiah and a few others and do like 4 topics and cut them for 4 different.
There you go.
Yeah. If you want to pull Josiah in, then stick with the video and go for all of his mixology.
Yeah, we could do a mixology setup, because the only thing is we haven't been, part of the reason why we're not getting as many views as we were when we were doing
After Dark
is we actually broadcast to the SFI page, the Facebook, the SFI Facebook group. We put it on their members only spot, where now I haven't even been putting it on the Region 2 spot, because like I said, the last two RCs kind of were very low communication with us for a while.
And as far as CAG podcast is concerned, I can't even find, because it's on CAG.org.
Right.
Jim and I have never found out how big an audience we've actually got. How many people are actually listening to us?
Which service is it through?
CAG.
So it's not put on like any of the podcast platforms?
Not that I know of.
We need to change that.
Yeah. We need to keep it on CAG.org, but not solely on CAG.org.
Right.
Yeah.
You need a multi-level feed. That's just. Give me about 4 days. I'll get back to you, John. We can figure this out.
Okay.
Because
mine will be starting soon, and mine is basically on science fiction and utopias.
See, like I said, we could also, like Drew said, we can do hour-long recordings. If we wanted to upgrade the CAG podcast to a video on the CAG site, where we just record for just under an hour, and it wouldn't be a live thing. It'd be just like you're doing a pre-record. Then
that was my hope to begin with anyway. That's what we've always. I in fact was recording several panels at Starbase Indy one year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can record up to, I think it's 12 streams at one time.
So like I said, we could do like a day where we do 4 hours of 4 different topics, and then you would have those where we could put them in private on our Facebook or our YouTube, the broadcasting group's YouTube, and then link those private things and unprivate them when it's time to distribute it, and post that link directly on the CAG site. And like I said, while it says USS Russell Camp, the cool thing is we do have the ability. I really need to finish and put the other monitor up here. To set it up where we can add, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, we can add the
it's IKV, right?
IKV, Imperial Klingon Vessel.
Now we actually have 2 brands listed. One is the USS Russell Camp, and then now you notice the extra stuff popped off.
Yeah.
That's because it's the IKV cursed brand setup. So I haven't added all the I'd have to download and add the stuff that we need to move over for it, like the cursed symbol, the CAG symbol, stuff like that, where I have it here because we've been using it. That's the cursed. There's CAG. There is the Moon group.
Rising Phoenix,
sorry.
Phoenix,
For some reason, it's listed as PR Moon as the symbol.
Phoenix Rising.
This is the Shadow Bat.
Yep.
So, and this is Richard's new ship. So, like I said, this is the vampire ship. We have all this stuff built up here. That was a sad day. The only thing we don't have right now is an intro that would be more Klingon, which
we can work on that.
That's old.
Great.
But like
sure
I said,
we can come up with something.
But we have that ability with this platform already.
Wait, go
We
back.
just need to know when we want to schedule it, and we need to schedule it so that, like you said, we have like Josiah, maybe Chris from Chris.
Which Chris?
Chris, Chancellor Chris.
Christine or Chris Lipscomb?
Lipscomb.
Chris Lipscomb.
By the way,
You know,
Actually, he was one of the founding members of the CAG podcast.
so if we could get those, we definitely schedule Mike to be part of it. You know, and Carol, because that woman, every time we have an event, she's there and works her tail off.
yes.
It is Carol, right? Yeah,
Who?
she's a member of our crew. So pull in other people. We have, if I'm not mistaken, 8 spots.
Yes.
No, 10.
Just so you know, this, John, that's in Star Trek Online.
Oh, okay.
And if we start a Klingon fleet, we can show the launching of ships.
Yeah, we can actually name the ships and launch them and have recordings of them launching for the intros. But like I said, I think we have 10 spots. I think there's 3 extra that are considered they're in the talking area. But like right now, if we were to do this, I would probably, if I were in the separate thing, unless I had something to say and y'all are talking, I could drop out and just run the back thing and pop people in and out without. So we could have at least 11 or 12 people. Hold on. John just said something.
He said, not tonight.
Okay. But like I said, all we need to do is schedule that so when everybody's not busy. And I would probably suggest doing it like 6 o'clock at night, around 6 o'clock, so we have 3 to 4 hours where you could do one topic after the other, record it, and then, like I said, set up the 4 topics as record shows. Then you can launch those 4 shows. Like I said, you can use the recorded stuff to launch it. We just need to practice.
Yeah.
But that is a good idea. As far as gaming, I've been playing Baldur's Gate. Anybody been playing any games? He's been playing Star Trek Online and the Starship Simulator.
Star Trek Simulator and Halo Combat Evolved.
Hey, Drew.
Sir.
Go grab the cups.
Huh?
Go grab the cups.
What cups?
The 3D prints you and John have been working on.
Oh.
I just thought of that. I'm like,
Which cup?
oh, he's got
the ones I showed you this afternoon.
Yeah.
The blood wine glove,
He's got bottles. He's got a Klingon cup that, as long as we're not using hot fluids, the 3D printed version works perfectly.
I'm not sure about alcoholic solutions either.
No, there's no MSDS for it. If there's not, I'm not going to sneak it in there just to see if it'll poison me.
Well,
I'm crazy, but I'm not that.
If you are using PLA, it's vegetables, so.
Yeah, you keep thinking.
That's what they're saying. PLA is supposed to be potable.
Yeah. Unlike the plastic made out of oil, everything else at the grocery store.
Is that ABS or something else?
ABS and PTEG.
Yeah, PTEG, I think. That's why we're paying so much at the grocery store, because the packaging doesn't come from America. We're not allowed to make that stuff according to environmental things because we don't have a safe setup for.
And neither do the ones we buy it from.
Right. But a lot of people don't even realize that. It's like, oh, yeah, all the packaging's made outside the U.S.
And keep in mind that also we have a series of industries in this country who really want to farm making things out to other countries.
Mm-hmm. Cool thing is all the processors for U.S. military are going to be made in the U.S. No longer going to be made in Taiwan and other countries, because there's 2 factories that are being built right now for chips.
Do you remember there was a time in America where Congress said everything that is bought by the military had to be made in America?
Mm-hmm. That's why when they talk about TikTok bans, I'm looking at them going, really? How does this work? Because I know for a fact that we don't have a chip manufacturer in the U.S., right?
Right. Although I think we're supposed to be getting one.
We're getting 2.
Okay, I knew there was somebody coming up.
With the Chips and Science Act, they added 2 factories that they're building right now. They said it 2 to 3 years before they get completed. I know Georgia has 1 solar panel factory already, and there's 1 more being built in Georgia for solar panels. I think that there's 1 other location for solar panels as well that we added, so that we're no longer having to buy solar panels from outside the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can remember a few years back they said that anything military related, including collectibles, memorabilia, blah, 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 can only be made in the United States if it wants to be officially licensed. They made a big deal about that.
It was even more strict.
Bradford Exchange, see that? Officially licensed product. Made in China.
It was even more strict, Drew, because they said the reason for the not having it made in other countries was to keep military secrets in America.
And then they changed that and said, oh, we can keep it safe by farming it out to 75 different companies.
Yeah, well, this is back during the Carter administration.
Yeah.
Probably before you were born again.
Yeah. And the thing of it is when they changed that and said, oh, we can farm it out to 75 different companies, they forget that half of those companies are owned by the same people.
Yeah.
That's why, what was it? The Predator before it was released, they had a copy of it in another country.
Yeah.
The second version of the Predator, that is.
Mm-hmm.
There was the one without the missile, that was first. Then the one that got the first missile, that one was available in other countries at the same time.
Well, I think also the stealth bomber was available in other countries too.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah. Well, we know how they got that one.
Well, I'm going to say this: the
The
stealth
birds got lucky.
bomber. Hold on, the stealth bomber was being made in World War I. It was called the Flying Wing, and it had propellers on it. That ship had a cross section almost the same as the F-15. When that particular ship was as big as a B-52. So we had the technology, we didn't have the technology to detect it even back then.
Wasn't that built by Red Skull?
Yeah.
Marvel Universe. Here we go.
I caught that. That's why I went, yeah. But like I said, the B-52, or before the B-50, or at the same time as the B-52, they did that Flying Wing. Oh, it's down there. I'm like, where did I put my glasses? But when you look at the aviation stuff and go, oh, cool, and then you find out like the F-117, that was the fighter, right? The little bomber that looked like somebody played with Legos and went, oh, this is stealth. That one crashed, and I believe Russia found it.
No, actually, what happened during the Serbian business, when you have a no-fly zone, it's not the smartest thing in the world to have scheduled flights going through there. And unfortunately, somebody got lucky on an F-117 and shot the damn thing down.
Well, I think he turned on. There is a time that you can see the 117 as soon as they open up their bomb doors. And
well, I'm just telling you how they got stealth. That's how they got it.
I remember the full story. The guy went, oh, let's turn back on the radar because they didn't want the radars to be blown up. So
they got lucky.
Down. And
they actually shot it down with an antique. An old school Sam.
Yeah. Literally, they went, let's turn this on just to see what's in the area real quick. They turned it on. The bomb doors were open, went, ooh, puke, and gone.
Yeah.
The original Flying Wing.
Yep, XB-49.
And that thing could fly longer than the B-2 could without refueling.
And that's why Edwards Air Force Base is named there, because that's the guy that died in that thing.
Edwards.
Right. Yep, the unsung heroes, test pilots.
But yeah, our technology has gone to so far as to be to the point where we're so far ahead of other superpowers that they're like, oh yeah, we've got this. You got the stealth part of it, but what about that engine that I can see the black smoke coming out of? You know, the engine that's underpowered for your ship. So yeah.
Go ahead, China. You won't think that's what's going on. If you close your eyes, you won't see
it. Yeah.
Or Russia. Oh, we have an awesome advanced missile system. It can knock anything out of the sky. Only if it's Russian.
And standing
up.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
You forgot the standing still part.
Oh yeah. I'm like, how do you? how do you knock one of your own stealth fighters out of the sky with your own missile system?
You aim at it.
Hey, that was fake news.
Oh, it was on Fox.
It was
Hey.
MSFOX.
Hey,
Did you guys
I
see the Fox
one thing.
coverage of that?
Chinese corporation.
Oh, Fox is reliable.
Fox carried a story about the police surveillance platforms that flew, and nobody else carried it because it wasn't fake. It was a fake news story.
Are we talking about the little hover things that were in
Yeah,
like the 1980s?
Little hover things.
The drones?
No,
No, they had a
Man.
platform you would stand on. It had
Yeah,
like 4
you stand
fans
on
under
it.
Yeah, that didn't work when Hiller and Convair tried it back in the day.
No.
It basically,
It was a fake news story.
but
Yeah,
what I'm saying is
well,
that platform was one of
They
the
thought it was
best.
real, but
the military screwed around with it for real.
It
They
was
had
And
six
the
of them.
problem is you need to have 6 arms to operate the thing and carry a weapon at the same time.
Well,
And,
don't forget,
and by the way, let's just say that great big bullseye on you.
remember,
That
Drew
you had,
knows what I'm talking about, all the crazy stuff they tested.
we had the 75-gallon drum with the propeller on the bottom. It was perfect. It was stealth. It could carry one soldier and a whole bunch of but the thing was so loud you could hear it over a train. If it was a mile away, the train was sitting right next to you. Then they did it. Okay, we'll just do the disc. Well, that was fine, except for the wind's pushing down, but it's pulling over the pilot. So you need 2 arms to hold yourself steady. Well, then you need 2 arms to control it, and then you need 2 arms to fire.
Yeah.
But it can only pick up 318 pounds, period.
Yeah, so you can't put 2 guys in this thing. It'll be grounded. It'll be the biggest weed whacker in the existence.
And now there's people saying that this shows that there was technology in the Stone Age because those existed. I'm like, do you have any idea?
I'm sorry. That's
nightmare of somebody in the pyramid days.
The Army is still wincing about the Sergeant York.
Yeah.
The platform.
You know what I'm talking about, Drew. These guys don't. They developed an armored.
Can I say something this time? I tried to say it 6 times, and you keep talking over me, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
That platform was the predecessor to the Moonlanders practice platform.
Well, they did have the flying bedstead that with the Rolls Royce.
I think the story came out on Fox about 15, 20 years ago.
Right. They got the video from the NAT. They released the classified video from the practice platform for the NASA Moonlander.
Okay.
And that's what they posted.
I'm going to have to hang up for the night, guys. We'll catch you later.
Okay.
All right, John. Talk to you later. I got to
have a good night, sir.
I got to figure out how to do it.
But thank you, guys. Well, we can close the stream.
Okay.
It's about that time. So until next time, look for the future setting up the Klingon podcast. And I believe the 17th, Mark might be going to play with Alex Cooper on iDrive, the last show for that hotel.
Yeah, I think they're going to tear it down.
Okay.
And build a hotel that actually works.
Yeah, because it is a little bit old. Drew, do you have anything you're doing coming up?
Other than bashing my head trying to get the people at Ancient CityCon to talk to me. Not much.
Oh, and
Welcome to my world.
it was announced that Neutral Zone Studios will be moving. We don't know where yet.
Or when?
So, or when you said?
There's no exact date yet.
So hopefully it comes a little bit closer.
Yes.
That would be nice.
And we discussed if they put it in certain spots, how it would be a lot better off for everybody. But
Yes.
So look for that in the future. The next show is in the 17th, I think it is. I will be making a post on all three of our Russell Camp things, and actually have it ahead of time because now that we know that Facebook has decided to go no third party anything, we have to do everything a different way. So until next time, live long and prosper.
Let me see if I can get this.